Are you sick of paying $17 for McDonald's sandwiches? You're not crazy. A new report confirms restaurant inflation is out of control, with families paying $64 for Panera soup or $53 for Chipotle. We've reached the breaking point where fast food now costs more than sit-down dining. Watch the full breakdown and tell me in the comments, what's the most outrageous price you've seen lately?
I just spent $64 at Panera Bread. I am disgusted, okay? Now, we're gonna listen and we don't judge. Are we still doing that? My family is sick. Everyone's sick except me. My husband's sick, my son is sick, my daughter's sick, okay? And I didn't have time to cook dinner. It's 7 p.m. and I just got home, so I picked up Panera Bread on the way home, okay? And yeah, they're sick and I'm gonna feed them carbs. We're gonna have macaroni and cheese. Everyone wanted one, so we got 4 macaroni and cheese, okay? And we got 4 small French onion soups. That's all we got. $64. What in the world? My kid just told me I'm embarrassing him.
My friends watch your TikToks.
Why?
I don't know.
This is my TikTok, not theirs.
I don't know. They watch your stuff.
This is crazy. $64 for Panera for some mac and cheese and some French onion soup? What the hell?
$52.95. $52.95 for this bowl of pasta right here and this drink right here. I'm at Italy at Park MGM, and this bowl of pasta right here and this drink right here cost me $52.95. $52.95. I'm at Italy at Park MGM, and this pasta right here and this drink right
These restaurant prices out there have gone completely insane. Check this out. This is the kids menu for Benihana. We got chicken and steak, steak and shrimp, 200 calories, $27.50. I know Benihana is not a cheap restaurant by any means, but the last time I went there, which was about 4 years ago for my 23rd birthday, I ordered the same thing I had always ordered, which was the Splash and Meadow, steak and shrimp, which at the time, adult portion was $27. Fast forward to today, 4 years later, official inflation over that time less than 20%. That same exact meal is now $53, and that doesn't include the chicken fried rice, which now is an additional $8 on top of that. So $60 for the same dish I used to get for $27. Where now you literally get 150 calories worth of steak and shrimp for $27.50. Good food, but I'm done. I have a family of 4. I got 2 little kids. I'm not ordering $30 kids menu items for. If you add my wife and I's entrees, and if we got drinks, you're talking $250 to go to Benihana. And look guys, the crazy part is we're there on a Saturday night and the place was like a ghost town. Unfortunately, I think places like this are literally pricing themselves out of business. It's just not worth it anymore.
That's all. First one down. Thank you. $20.
Is it just me, or is like nobody going out to eat anymore? I'm a server and a bartender, and I feel like the money recently is just, it's not it. And I get it, everything's expensive. Nobody wants to go out to eat and pay for all that expensive ass shit. Restaurants are raising their prices. You don't want to tip us because you're poor.
Yo, fast food places that are thinking about doing surge prices, I got some news for you. Fast food places in general, y'all better watch your ass. And I have been saying this for a very long time now, but they better watch their ass. And here's why. Me and my wife, 2 people, right? We go to Taco Bell. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes when I go to Taco Bell, I be throwing down. All right, I do. But not all the time. My standard order, a beef chalupa supreme, a Doritos Locos Tacos, no sides at all. She gets Nacho Bel Grande and some other whatever is going on that month that they're having to move real quick with Fritos and hot Cheetos and all that shit. Whatever Megan Thee Stallion's currently rapping about, that's what my wife gets, right? Plus a drink, a regular meal for 2 people. Last time we went there, $32. $32, okay? Now I do pretty good. It's not like I can't afford the $32, but here's my point. Last time we ate at Cracker Barrel, I got the Uncle Herschel, no, excuse me, I got the Grandma Sampler, which comes with the pancakes, the eggs, the meat, all that shit, got a coffee. We got a plate of biscuits and gravy. She got, I don't know what she got, but it was banging, the eggs Benny or some shit like that. Plus, she had mimosa. Guess what our bill was? $32. You're telling me that I'm gonna pay these motherfuckers at Taco Bell for barely anything, the same as I'm gonna pay people at Cracker Barrel. We had a 5-star waitress, by the way. 5-star waitress. Dough on her ankles. That way you know she's good. I'm gonna pay the same for these two experiences? I think the not.
So I want to talk about the ridiculous prices that we have at restaurants and fast food places. Yesterday, I had to go out of town to do a job for work, and we stopped for, I'd say maybe 15, 20 minutes because we had some time to kill. We stopped into a McDonald's. Now, if you guys have seen the newer models of McDonald's stores, they're all automated. Basically, nobody sits in the dining room. Nobody is up at the counter, and I had to ring a bell, like literally an old-fashioned, you know, bells we used to have on our desks. That'll tell you how old I am. I had to ring a bell to get customer service because the computerized systems where you order your food, I went ahead and ordered food, and I went to go pay with cash instead of a card because I like to keep cash, and there was no way for me to use the machine that they had there. Like, it wasn't even functioning, and it looked like it was brand new. So I went up to the lady that was the manager there, and I said, ma'am, you know, I can't figure out, I'm so sorry, but I can't figure out how to use your cash option on this machine. She walks over to the machine and she punches some buttons and says, oh, just pay up at the counter. I don't want to mess with it. So I go to pay. You guys, 2 fries, a medium lemonade, and a large Diet Coke. $14. Seriously? $14. Now, mind you, yes, we go out to eat every now and then. A lot of times it's usually drive-thrus because when you sit down at a restaurant, it's like $100 for a couple people. And that's without getting beverages aside from water, right? So $14 for 2 French fries and 2 drinks? What is going on with these prices, you guys? And I was told yesterday that's not bad. Does anybody else see the irony in this? I mean, we have gone from things being halfway affordable to ridiculous. Who else has gone through a fast food place, please tell me, to get 1 or 2 items and it's like you have to give them a $20 bill for 1 or 2 items? I mean, it's insane. You know, Burger King's the same way. The last time I went through Burger King, which is like several months ago, it was like $15, $16 for a small meal. And that was with like a medium-sized drink that wasn't even large on the drink, okay? So I just wanted to tell you guys, like, trust me, we're feeling the pinch too. And the reason why we only got fries and drinks is because I wasn't going to pay for full meals because I was like, well, we're traveling. I don't want to accidentally like have a stomach ache and don't really want to spend a whole lot of money on food. So we did this thing lightly. And y'all, I know that seems like a minuscule thing, but you know, when everybody's tight on money and bills are due and people are just trying to pay themselves, you know, and feed themselves, $14 is a huge amount for a couple fries and a couple drinks. So, rant over, but want to let y'all know about that.
Please tell me why I just went through McDonald's to get a Diet Coke. And I was on the phone with my husband while I was ordering, and he's like, wait, you're at McDonald's? Get a Filet-O-Fish sandwich. He's like, get me 2. So, whatever. I ordered 3 Filet-O-Fishes in a separate order because she wouldn't let me add it on to my Diet Coke order. Anyways, that's a whole nother story. It pissed me off. Pull around, order 3 Filet-O-Fishes, not the meal, just the sandwich. She clarified. She said, the sandwich or the meal? And I said, just the sandwich. And she said, 3 of them? And I said, yes. Tell me why it was $17 for 3 Filet-O-Fishes on Friday during Lent at McDonald's. I'm not crazy. I sat there and blinked my eyes, and then I just pulled away because I was so angry, which probably was rude, but like, $17 for 3 Filet-O-Fishes at McDonald's? Are you kidding me?
When the hell did Dunkin' Donuts get so expensive? We have this thing in our office where, like, if you have a day where you're running late or something, bring in donuts and then, like, you're good. And I'm running a little late, so I was like, all right, I'll do it. I don't usually run late, but I'll get donuts. So I get to the checkout counter and I'm like, yeah, 2 dozen and a coffee, please. Thinking, like, $1 a donut, $24, $3 coffee, $27 plus tax, $30 max. She rings me up, $45 for this. $45. News to me, looks like I'll never be late again.
You're telling me I paid for a half sandwich from Panera for $5.99 to go with my soup. $5.99 for this, for a half piece of bread and some cheese smacked in the middle. What the is this? That's insane, Panera. That's absolutely diabolical.
Know how I know that we're in a recession? This, get a good look. This cost $9. What the This cost $9? What world are we living in?
Just in case you don't think we've lost our minds, this cup of soup at Panera was $9.50. It makes me think about my dad growing up. My dad was like a huge penny pincher when we talked about food. If I called him up and told him that this soup was $10 and I wanted it as a kid, he would have told me I lost my damn mind. He was like, you go home, your mama can make you that soup. $10 for soup? We have lost our damn minds out here.
I think we're getting to the breaking point where fast food employees are fed up and fast food prices are just getting out of control. It's 11 p.m. I just pulled up to a McDonald's, 24-hour McDonald's, by the way, because I was hungry, and they say they're closed. There's nobody in there. Mind you, this is a 24-hour McDonald's. I've been there before. The person on the intercom says that there's nobody there to serve any food. There's nobody there making any food. So either A, somebody quit, or B, they all just decided to leave. I'm reading a lot about the fast food industry recently because these are things that just spark my curiosity. I like to read weird things. And not only is fast food getting more expensive, but people are no longer opting for the DoorDash option. They're actually willing to make the drive because delivery fees have just gotten out of control. And grocery stores are starting to see trends of more people actually buying real food at the grocery store because economically it makes more sense to buy real food than it does to buy fast food. I'm gonna date myself here, but I remember when it was 2017 summer, I was a freshman in college, and I went to McDonald's to buy a Big Mac, a 10-piece nugget, and a large fry, and probably a McFlurry, and I kid you not, that must not have been any more than $10 to $12. And that's not including the deals that they have on the McDonald's app, by the way. I've now seen people that are clocking the order time for ordering through a drive-thru versus ordering through an app versus ordering through person or in person versus ordering by parking in one of the spots and having somebody bring it out to you. Studies have shown that it's taken longer for pickup orders done through the app with the discount codes, and it's also taken longer for orders when you park in the spot to have somebody walk it out to you.
Is it just me, or are these fast food prices outrageous? I just had a workout, went to the park. We have Gymboree later. It's a busy day. Stopping for Chipotle for a quick, easy lunch. I got a cool wrap and an 8-count nugget meal because I want to share his fries and drink his drink for my 1-year-old. It was $18. That's one meal and like another half a meal. That's crazy. It's crazy.
Has Chipotle lost its mind? My son and I just got done at the gym with a workout. We went into Chipotle. We got 2 bowls and 2 drinks. And granted, we did get double meat, but we didn't get chips. We didn't get guac. $52.64 for 2 bowls and 2 drinks at Chipotle. This used to be like $11 for a burrito bowl. I know I saw a story the other day about them on the news where the CEO was saying that their stock was down 15% because Gen Z wasn't eating out anymore. It's not because Gen Z's not eating out anymore. It's because you guys have lost your damn minds. Where you guys are charging people over $25 to get a burrito bowl of cheap Mexican food and a regular drink, not even a biggie drink. It's like a medium. Like, how in the world do you expect people to keep coming in when you've jacked your prices over 3 times what they've been just since the start of COVID? This is 100% your fault that your stock is down 15% because you guys have raised your prices way past the point where regular people are willing to pay them. Until your prices come down, your business is going to keep sinking. I don't know what they're thinking, but am I crazy here that $52 for 2 bowls and 2 drinks is nuts?
So I was reading this new report from Zero Hedge earlier today, and honestly, it just confirmed something that I think every single one of us already feels deep down in our bones. They're talking about how restaurant prices are rising nearly twice as fast as grocery costs. And even though the government keeps trying to tell us that inflation is cooling off, my bank account is definitely telling a different story. It feels like we are being gaslighted every time we go through a drive-thru because families are being forced to make these impossible choices about where and what they can afford to eat. It really hit me the other day when I was running a little late for work. We have this unwritten rule at the office that if you're late, you bring donuts, so I thought I'd be the nice guy and stop at Dunkin'. I walk up to the counter, order 2 dozen donuts and a coffee, and in my head, I'm calculating maybe $30 max. The cashier looks me dead in the eye and says $45. $45 for donuts and coffee? I almost fell over. I guess being late is a luxury I can't afford anymore, because that is absolutely diabolical pricing for some fried dough. It's not just breakfast either, because lunch has turned into this financial nightmare where you feel like you're being robbed in broad daylight. I went to Panera Bread recently, thinking I'd grab a quick soup and half a sandwich, just a light lunch. I paid almost $6 for a half piece of bread with some cheese smacked in the middle, and the soup was nearly $10. My dad was a huge penny pincher growing up, and if I had called him and told him I paid $10 for a cup of soup, he would have told me to come home immediately because I'd clearly lost my mind. But that's just the reality now. I picked up dinner for my sick family at Panera the other night, literally just 4 mac and cheeses and 4 soups, and the total was $64. My kid told me I was embarrassing him because I was complaining about the price, but I'm sorry, $64 for pasta and soup is absolutely insane. What really drives me crazy is that the gap between cheap fast food and a nice sit-down meal has completely vanished. I've been saying this for a while, but fast food places better watch their backs because the value proposition is gone. My wife and I went to Taco Bell recently, and for 2 people getting a standard meal, some tacos, a chalupa, a drink, it was $32. Now, compare that to our recent trip to Cracker Barrel. We got the grandma sampler with pancakes, eggs, meat, biscuits and gravy, plus coffee and a mimosa. And we had a waitress actually serving us. The bill was also $32. So you're telling me I'm paying the same price to eat tacos out of a paper bag as I am for a full sit-down breakfast with service? That makes zero economic sense. I feel like we've entered this twilight zone where companies have just lost their minds. I saw a story about Chipotle's stock dropping because Gen Z isn't eating there as much, and the CEO is scratching his head wondering why. Maybe it's because you guys are charging over $50 for 2 bowls and 2 drinks. I went to the gym with my son, we grabbed Chipotle afterward, and it was $52. A burrito bowl used to be like $10 or $11. You can't jack up prices 3 times what they used to be and then wonder why people are staying home. It's the same thing with McDonald's. I remember back in college around 2017, I could get a feast for $10. Now, I went through the drive-thru to get my husband some Filet-O-Fish sandwiches. I ordered 3 sandwiches, just the sandwiches, no meals, no fries, and it was $17. I literally sat there blinking at the screen. And don't even get me started on the service. You walk into these places now and it's a ghost town. No one is at the counter, you have to order on a kiosk, and half the time the machines don't even work right. I tried to pay cash at a McDonald's kiosk recently, couldn't figure it out, and when I finally got a human to help me, I paid $14 for 2 fries and 2 drinks, just snacks. We are at a breaking point where fast food just isn't worth the convenience anymore. I'm seeing more people at the grocery store buying real food because economically it's the only thing that makes sense. Why would I pay nearly $100 for a family dinner at a fast casual spot when the food isn't even good and the portions are shrinking? It feels like these corporations are pricing themselves out of existence. I'm curious if you guys are seeing this too in your area, or if it's just me going crazy, because every time I look at a receipt lately, I just want to go home and cook.